Sparky I worked with had one builder for 10 years, his most loyal relationship. First bloke he'd answer the phone for, and then we ran the numbers. That builder was making him 12% gross profit. The strata work he treated as a filler was making 38%. He spent years working Saturdays to subsidize his worst client. He just couldn't see it because loyalty hides losses. In this video, we'll rank your own clients with one simple table. Find out if you've got 2 or 3 businesses jammed into one and decide who your pipeline should point at. By the end of this, you'll know which client that you want to get more of and which ones to quietly stop chasing. First though, why does your gut get this wrong? Ask any contractor who the best client is and they'll answer in a heartbeat. The longest relationship, the one who pays without arguing. Almost none of them answer with the numbers. They answer with feelings, and feelings don't show up in the bank account. I've coached 100 contractors through this exercise, and most get a shock. The long-term builder at thin margin, the big-name client who pays in 75 days, the one that hurts the most is the loyal one. 10 years of history, mates by now, and the account's been quietly bleeding the business. Nobody runs the numbers on a mate. Your favourite client and your best client are often 2 different people. There's only one way to find out. Rank them by the money they actually leave behind, not revenue, gross profit. The ranking table we're about to build is free in the Bulletproof Pipeline Workbook. Links in the description. Grab it and fill it out as we go because it's going to be super valuable. Before you can rank anyone, you need to see what your pipeline actually is. It's not a bucket, it's a hose. Everyone asks, how do I get more leads? That's the wrong question, and it's why marketing money gets wasted. Pipeline isn't a bucket you fill up, it's a hose and it points somewhere. And whatever it points at, you get more of. Point at a low margin builder and next year you've got twice as much low margin building work. Busier crew, more people on, revenue up, but the bank account doesn't move. That Sparky we spoke about, he didn't need more construction work, he needed more strata work. Same hose, different target, completely different businesses. The question is never more leads, it's more of who. Answer that with the numbers and every marketing dollar starts to compound. But before you pick the right target, there's a screen you need to run first because most trade businesses aren't actually one business. Most contracting businesses are 2 or 3 businesses wearing one shirt. Service call-outs, construction projects, commercial maintenance, a bit of resi, maybe some industrial. Each has a different workflow, a different buyer and a different message. One paragraph on your website can't speak to all 5. Run this quick test. Service work, yes or no? Construction projects, yes or no? Commercial, yes or no? Residential, industrial? If you tick more than one, you've probably got more than one business. Not automatically bad, but it explains a lot. It explains why marketing feels a bit scattered. It explains why quoting feels like different jobs and why nobody can describe what you do in one sentence. You can't point that fire hose at 5 targets, and it's hard to run the business efficiently with those 5 different workflows. So you want to pick the business you want more of. If your region's too small to niche particularly down, then you should niche by the type of business, niche by the type of buyer or the type of customer, how they buy, or perhaps tightly by geography. So you can expand your range, but you only serve a certain geographical area. Now you know which businesses you're ranking. It's time for the table. This is probably 20 minutes, pays for the whole series. You need to see in one table which clients actually make you money, not which ones feel good. Estimates are fine to start with. Your accounting file is better. Here's the build. List your last 12 months of work, grouped by client type. Strata, tier 2 builders, direct commercial, insurance, whatever fits the book. 8 rows at max. For each row, you want 4 numbers. Revenue, gross profit in dollars, gross profit in percentage, and payment terms. How many days does it actually take to get the money in once the invoice goes out? We're going to rank them on GP by percentage first. Circle the top 2 and cross out the worst one. And watch that payment term columns. A 38% client who pays in 75 days can still choke it. Great margin doesn't help if the cash arises seasonal late. And a quick tip, if you're running Simpro on Xero, the data already exists. You can export this really easily in the client or the customer rank report. So it won't take you very long to pull it out at all. The crossed out row is the work that you stop chasing. The table's laid out ready to fill in the workbook. So do the numbers tonight, which brings up the awkward question. What do you do about a client you just crossed out because they might be a mate or they're still revenue, it's still good work? Some of you just found out your favorite one is the worst. The temptation is to do something dramatic. Don't do that. You've still got wages on Friday or Tuesday and the client is still cash flow. Sparky didn't fire his builder. He just stopped feeding the relationship. More of his pipeline. No more first in line treatment on those quotes. No more Saturday rescues. Meanwhile, the host swung to the strata where he was getting better margin and he'd be treating it as a filler. It took a little while, but 12 months later, that builder was a smaller slice of a healthier book. The Saturday's work. We're back again. Nothing dramatic happened. They just changed quote by quote. You don't fix a bad client mix and fire attract people. You fix it by pointing every new marketing dollar, every follow-up, every spare hour at the ones that you've chosen. The crossed out ones shrink on their own. So you know who you want more of. The next problem is, what do you say to them? Because right now your website says the same thing as every other contractor, and to a commercial buyer that makes you invisible. So quick recap: loyalty hides losses. So rank clients by gross profit, not feelings. Check whether you're running 2 or 3 businesses under one shirt. Build the table, circle your top 2, cross out your worst ones. Don't fire anyone. We've just got to move where the hose is pointed. Stop asking how to get more leads. Start asking more of who. What sort of leads do we want? The contractors who answer that with the data instead of the feelings are the ones that are actually going to grow their profit as well as their revenue. So your move tonight is download the workbook, fill out that form. If you're using Simpro, run that client rank report, and in no time you have an idea of who your top clients should be. In the next episode, we're going to talk about what to say to these clients. Every electrician, plumber, HVAC website says quality, service, reliability, which means none of them are saying anything. I'm going to give you 4 lines that'll make the facilities manager, the industrial client, that key builder that you want, pick up the phone. And you can paste them into tomorrow's quote. Just 4 lines, 4 questions, set you apart from everyone else. Look forward to seeing you there.